Good morning, folks, and welcome back to When the Dust Settles. My name is Pico Conway. 2 weeks ago, we saw a lot of shockers in the English Premier League. Manchester City dropped points to Aston Villa. Liverpool dropped points to Bradford, and Chelsea lost to Sunderland. But those big teams, delivered. Manchester City beat Bournemouth by 3 goals to 0. Liverpool beat Aston Villa 2-0. And Chelsea won a game against Tottenham. That was a tough game, the London Derby. So after the big teams that stumbled, all of them recovered. And my predictions the last week were all wrong. I said that Liverpool were going to win by 2 goals to 1, but Liverpool won by 2 goals to 0. I said Manchester City were going to win by 3 goals to 1. I also said that Chelsea and Tottenham game was going to draw, but Chelsea won that game 1 goal to 0. I predicted we're going to be 1-1. Now this weekend we're going to look at some of the games that are coming up. One of the games that everybody will be looking out for is Manchester City versus Liverpool. But before we come to that game, let's talk about Manchester United, right? Manchester United stumbled a little bit. And I said it last week when I talked about the Premier League for last week. I said traveling to Forest is a tricky schedule for Manchester United. I predicted that Manchester United were going to win. I didn't predict that they were going to lose. Unfortunately for them, they stumbled. They stumbled in that game. But I think they want to win this week. And this week they're going to be playing Tottenham. They're going to travel to London to face Tottenham. And Tottenham too will be playing hard to win because Tottenham just lost to Chelsea 1-0. My prediction here is Manchester United is going to win that game because if you look at the games, if you look at the history between Manchester United and Tottenham, United right now they are firing on all cylinders. They will not want to drive points right now. If you look at them, they are tied with Tottenham, 17 points each. Both of them are behind the league leaders, which is Arsenal, by 8 points. And I don't think the way Manchester United or Tottenham will not want to lose points. But I think Manchester United is in a very good position to win because the players Manchester United have, they are very, very good players that are hungry to play European football. That game, I want to say Manchester United is going to win that game 2 goals to 1. But we'll see what happens when it does. I think Manchester United is going to win that game. But because I wear Manchester United jersey and I'm a Manchester United fan, maybe I'm maybe biased a little bit against Tottenham. But when you look at the history between Manchester United and Tottenham, Manchester United has edged out Tottenham in many of those games. But then there are another tricky game. Before we get to Chelsea, before we get to Manchester City and Liverpool's game, let's look at the game between Arsenal and Sunderland. Sunderland is a surprise package. They beat Chelsea. They were in the single play of the table at the start of last week. And they are playing home against the league leaders. This is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game in that Sunderland will want to win this game to show that she's not just a giant killer, but she's serious and she means business. So for that game, I still think that Arsenal will win a game, but that's football. That's football. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day when the dust settles in that game. Arsenal and Sunderland. It's an interesting game. But then look at the game between Chelsea and Wolves. Wolves is right now in the bottom of at the bottom of the table. So Chelsea too got to be very, very careful, because teams that are at the bottom of the table are very, very dangerous teams. Dangerous teams, when the bottom of the two teams. When Manchester United are traveling to Forest, everybody, we all thought that was going to be a W in Manchester United's column. But at the end of the day, Manchester United only came out of a city ground with a 2-2 draw. And Manchester United have to score in the 81st minute through the goal from Casemiro to tie the game. Other than that, Manchester United would have come home empty-handed. That's why the coach said Manchester United is a different team this year. And I agree that Manchester United is a different team. I know a lot of people would not agree with me, saying that, oh, because this is a team and you just, it's a different team. It's a last season, as the coach rightly said. If it was last season, Manchester United would have lost that game. But this season, Manchester United is playing to win every game. The games they lost, I think I'm saying this over and over, and becoming benign. But the games that they lost this season are games that they're supposed to win, or are games that they dominated in all areas. So the game that they played with Forest, that they're supposed to even lost that game, they fought hard not to lose games. They are playing to win games, and if they can't win the game, they do everything they can to get a point. So the game with Forest, Manchester United got a point instead of coming away from that game empty-handed. So I'm saying this to say that Chelsea is going to Wolves. Wolves is in the bottom half of the table right now. So Chelsea manager Maresco has to be very careful, because you can't go there and say, oh, the guys are in the bottom, the bottom of the table in the relegation zone, and we are going there just to walk over them. No, that I don't think they're going there with that mentality. They are going there to play the best football and to win. So Chelsea got to be careful. The same with Manchester United, needed to be careful. And they didn't lose, but they didn't get the results. I think the result they needed. So as I said, Manchester United will be going to Tottenham this weekend, and Chelsea will be traveling to Wolves. Arsenal will be facing Sunderland. So that's a game to watch. Why it's true, we all will be looking at the game between Manchester City and Liverpool. The Sunderland and Arsenal game is a very interesting game, because it will reshape the outcome of that game, will reshape the Premier League table, especially so when Arsenal stumble. Folks, my name is Pico Conway, and you're watching When the Dust Settles. We are previewing the upcoming games this coming weekend. Liverpool will be traveling to Etienne. Manchester United will be traveling to London to face Tottenham. Chelsea will be going to Wolves, and Arsenal will be going to Sunderland. So when we look at all of these games, right now, if you look at the 9th place, which of course Manchester United 9th or 7th, 8th or 9th place, to the first place, which is Arsenal, it's just about 8 points. After playing 10 games, 8 points separate the 9th team from the first team. Manchester City and Manchester United just 2 points separating them. So this year, this season, at the earliest part of this season, the league is the table is very tight, and every point, every game is going to be very, very important. So I hope that my team, Manchester United, can start picking up points instead of dropping points against teams like teams that are in the bottom half of the table. Let's look at the big game. Manchester City versus Liverpool. What's my prediction in the game? But prediction in the games, if you look at the games that Liverpool and Manchester City played. So if you look at the games, if you look at the history of the games that have been played between Manchester City and Liverpool, both teams have played 61 times, right? 61 times. At the end, they played 30 games. Manchester City won 10 of the games. Liverpool won 9 and 11 drew. At Anfield, they played 31 games. Manchester City won 2. Liverpool won 18 and 11 drew. They played 2 games in the FA Cup. In the FA, that's a Community Shield, not FA Cup. In the Community Shield, they played 2 games. City won 0, Manchester City won 0, Liverpool won 1 and 1 drew. They played 1 game in the FA Cup. Liverpool won that 1 game. So from this stats, right? If you look at the amount of goals that have been scored between the 2 teams, they scored 182 goals. 182 goals. City scored 82, and Liverpool scored 100. So if you look at this stat, you'll see that Liverpool has an edge. But football is not about the past. Football is about now. So my prediction in this game is Liverpool 2. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 1. So let me come back to the game between Manchester United and Tottenham in London. Manchester United and Tottenham played 68 games. I think I got it wrong earlier. They played 68 games. Tottenham won 15, Manchester United won 40. And 13 of the game drew. They scored 190 goals. Tottenham scored 75 goals and Manchester United scored 115 goals. At Tottenham, they played 33 games. Tottenham won 10, Manchester United won 14, and now the game drew. At Old Trafford, they played 35 games. Manchester United won 26, Tottenham won 5, and 4 of the game tie. In the Europa, they played just 1 game, and Tottenham won that 1 game. So when you look at the stats between these 2 teams, you say Manchester United has the edge. But as I said, football is not about the past, man. Football is about the present. So I think that Manchester United will win that game. I said 2-1. But I look at the 2 teams that are going to play the game of the weekend on Sunday. Manchester City and Liverpool. We already broke down the start between the 2 teams. But if you look at the games they just played yesterday, on the Tuesday, Manchester City played on Tuesday and Wednesday. And Liverpool played on Tuesday, beat Real Madrid at Anfield by 1-0. Liverpool is a very good team. It's a great European soccer heavyweight. Liverpool is a great European soccer heavyweight. I can't underestimate their ability to win games away. Again. And when you look at the stats between the 2 teams, Manchester City is a little bit, Manchester City has been edged out by Liverpool. So if you ask me, I would say that Liverpool has an edge, and she's playing right now. They won the last game against Tottenham, which of course is against Aston Villa. Aston Villa that beat City 1-0. So you know that Liverpool is right now firing or selling the coach selling us. The coach Slot is going to be very happy with the way his team is playing. But for Sunderland and Arsenal has a clear advantage. They played 36 games in all competitions. Arsenal won 22 of those games. 4 drew, and then you have 10 other games went to a tie. They scored 90 goals between them. Arsenal scored 67 goals, and Sunderland scored 22. So at the Emirates, Arsenal played 18 games. Arsenal won 13 of the games, and 5 of the games tied. Then in the FA Cup, they played 2 games. But that's very interesting. In the FA Cup, Sunderland and Arsenal played 2 games, and those games, Arsenal won 1, and Sunderland won 1. Then when you look at it in the English football league, they play 2 games, and the 2 games they play, Arsenal won both of the games. So when you look at it in the past, man, as we say, football is not about the past; it's about now. When we look at it in the past, Arsenal has a clear edge over Sunderland. But the way Sunderland is playing right now, she have been the giant killer. She beat Chelsea in her own backyard at Stamford Bridge. I think that that game is going to be interesting. I don't think that Sunderland is going to win, but I can predict who's going to win. So for Chelsea and Wolves, that's an interesting game. They have a very interesting history between the both teams. The both teams played 25 times, and Chelsea won about 15, 16 of them, and Wolves won 6, and the tie 4. So it's going to be an interesting game, because while it's true that Chelsea won most of the games, when you look at the game that I played at Malinox Stadium, that is the home of Wolves. We played 13 games there, and Wolves won 7, and Chelsea won 5, 1 drew. So you can see that this is going to be a very, very interesting game between the both of them. So, folks, I just want to tell you that your football is basically about right now. It's not about the past. And what you did the last game has nothing to do with what you're going to do this game. So we're going to see what happens between Manchester United and Tottenham. That's a big game. All the games are important anyway, but I think these are the games that people will be looking at. Then Liverpool versus City on Sunday. And then you can also factor in the game between Arsenal and Sunderland, because Arsenal is at the top of the table. So everybody wants, or most people want to see what happens in that game. And when you look at City and Liverpool, they are going to play. They really had a good midweek. City trashed Dortmund by 4 goals to 1 at the ATM. And then Liverpool beat one of the best teams in the world, that with Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Bellingham, Drew Bellingham, Courtois, all these guys you can think about, world-class players were all playing, and Liverpool beat it. But Liverpool too is a class player. It's a good team. So the game between the two teams, as a prognosticator, I'm still saying that it's hard to predict. I want to give a slight edge. I want to give a slight edge to Liverpool. Tell me your thought, man. Tell me who you think going to win in the comment section below. Folks, my name is Pico Conway. Until next time, I talk to you. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye for now.